I had a dream I would like to share.
Go ahead.
When
Go ahead. Go ahead,
okay.
Vesna, and then we'll get to when we're done
Uh-huh.
here.
Okay. Uh-huh.
We'll get
Uh,
to
uh,
Hesam. Go ahead.
okay. So two scenes. Scene one is a man with the child on the horse, and behind him the woman on the horse are coming from like from the left, like 10 o'clock or something, to the middle, and it is some kind of uh, park, but kind of urban park, not natural, but something like in the city, whatever. Because on the right side of the scene, like in the parks, there are those ornaments on the grass made from the flowers. So this time, instead of the flowers, there were like faces, human faces, but flat, one-dimensional, big human face instead of those flower ornaments, and another one. This was on the right side of the track, and on the left side there were a few people lying on the grass, but in the baby position, what they call it, fetal position. So that's the first scene. And the second one is us, I don't know how many, but us on the horses standing, and in front of us was green grass, and then there was the grass continues into the woods. That's it.
Okay, how fun. Yeah, the first one is very simple. That is the faces. Yeah, these are people blossoming, like flowers, and their faces being flat. Yeah, like you said, it's like one dimensional. Yeah, that's what they are first, but they're blossoming, and you're seeing individuals. We're seeing individuals at different stages, fetal stage, whatever. So again, uh, yeah, and the second one, yeah, the green grass is always cool, and then into the forest. Well, um, forests are always kind of one way to look at it is they're the unknown. You never know what's going to happen in the forest. But the interesting thing is, like in the movie Robin Hood, especially the Kevin Costner one, the forest was, it was kind of a scary thing, and nobody wanted to go in there; they'd get lost. But that's where Robin Hood and his merry men. I don't think they were all merry, but anyhow, so that's where they would hide. So it's interesting, but you know best. You had the experience, so yeah, that's cool.
The second scene looks totally friendly, so Forest does not look like hostile or unknown or something. It was just kind of natural progression from that grass, and I saw that scene as uh, kind of very good prediction, kind of. It seems so natural, everything was totally okay, and we were on the horses, things like that.
Yeah. Also, you have the trees there, so trees are a huge. Well, it's a symbol in reality. So yeah, the trees are very important. So yeah, again, you have the experience. So yeah, the forest. Again, you have the personal ideas, and the forest is what it is. But it's awesome. It's always awesome. It's an awesome adventure. The forest is, and there are many things that are revealed. It's like the Amazon and whatever. That's a forest, and there are many wonderful things that are hidden there. You know. But most people stay to the city, and the forest is a little bit scary because you have all kinds of noises and sounds, and But yeah, that is the natural setting of things, plus the trees and the oxygen. So yeah, this is where we're heading to. So if it's here, it's, people can think, well, gee, that's the Earth, but we'll see. But realistically, you're having experiences on the real side. So, that's a preparation. While we're here and doing what we're doing, we're also preparing ourselves. We're being prepared for the real side, so that when we do make the transition here, and this takes a long time, it takes lifetimes, that we can recognize it and we're okay. And we just keep going. We don't have attachments to draw us back. So that's really something. So you don't have to desire, going to the other worlds. That's not the idea. You're here, you're doing something, especially those that contribute, they're earning their way. That's very important, to earn your way. It's not just that, oh, gee, I want to go there. And for the most part, see, that's a desire, like wanting a new car. It's really an emotional desire. So basically, you just go to the astral world. You go to some little place there and call it heaven. Any place over there is called heaven because it's not the earth. But for the most part, you'll just come back because it's just chasing desires. But our position is to recognize, these areas, and then beyond places in creation. That's a bigger view, and you don't need the attachments or the desires. You simply earn your way, and life, as you earn your way in your own particular way and decide to, in other words, get involved, support those that support the reality life is, the all is, it supports you. It's just that simple. And then life shows you what's going on, see? So because you're standing real with life itself, more so than just making up ideas and chasing them, see? So even here, when a person is like, well, after death, I want to go to heaven, I want to go here, I don't want to come back. Those are made up ideas, all right? Your real awareness, that's a lot better. And so you'll be in the right position, and you'll be okay when you just let all that stuff go and just live the adventure. Yeah. So, but in the meantime, yes, you're going to come across others that need assistance or knowledge or something like that. So, as you just like here, as you gain knowledge and whatever, you share it with others, you create a benefit for everybody. That's the idea of the whole of life. You take part in the whole of life, you see. And it's more so than just, well, I'm a Christian and I'm going to heaven and God will save me. That's an emotional idea. That's all that is. It's a cute idea, but you'll be back because you're emotionally attached, usually, to the family idea and all these things. And you just keep rotating. So once you give up those ideas and go beyond them, then you're okay. Yeah, so you play with these ideas while you're here, but you don't need to stay stuck with them. But again, it's choice. Everybody makes a choice. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vesna. Was there anything else?
I have been chatting with some Syrian guy lately, and I shared it with Hassan and Kelsey and Chris, because I somehow needed some help and things like that, clarification. So what's funny actually, so he's there in the middle of that ongoing war and bombing and things like that. He's 30. And why I'm sharing this, because although he doesn't have the sound card, but he managed to listen to Eva singing new song and grasp the idea that he can sing it to his own melody. And I sent him the Arabic link from what Zainab translated there at the Worldwide Educators, but I'm not sure whether he read it at all. Never mind. But he had the very first night we started talking, chatting about New Year and everything, he had a dream, and he remembered it, him being on train traveling not knowing where, and a silent girl sitting in the train and watching at him. And he had also a next dream in which he next night in which he visited me, and he remembers the dream and I remember the dream also. So we were both aware of the dream. So why I'm sharing this, and he's very afraid of his God and his religious figure, whatever his name is, very afraid. But New You really works even when people do not know nothing about it, and just when coming into the contact with it, it already does work. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so cool. And so, yeah, the train is very good because you're on a journey. And so you're just sitting there and you're being driven, and this is how life is. It, it will assist once you decide. Yeah. And so the person watching him can be anybody, one of the guides, or doesn't matter, Ava or Katadaki or somebody, whatever. In other words, this is how it kind of works. You've all of a sudden, just like here, you request something, you see something online, you click on it, you make a request for insurance or something like that, and somebody contacts you. It's the same thing. All of a sudden, they show up because you made the request. And so they just kind of take a look at you to see the idea and how to assist or whatever, but you must, you are the decider. And so it just depends upon the individual and where they're at, and a lot of times their past life karma too, and where they've been in the past, etc. All these things apply as to what's taking place. But all of a sudden he's on the train, which is really good because look at all the experiences that we've shared, and people are in different positions. Now this person's in a pretty cool position. Simply because he's already on the train, he's going on the journey. One of the guides is there, assisting, just being there, just their presence. And look at all the people that have started the New You many times. They're in struggles, they're in battles, they're in dark places, wondering where they're at, etc. So see, everybody's got their position. It's not the same for everybody, because everybody's created their situation up to this time, just like we've all created our bodies through lifetimes. We've experimented and created these things from a particular level, and we've created the body and the situations for whatever we've come in to experience. And so, yeah, I would say that that's a very good experience, and especially you two are aware. So this individual, even though in the personal sense has got the God idea or whatever, that doesn't mean anything. Those are just ideas. And it's up to them, how they want to handle that or deal that. That's on a personal level. They can do whatever they want. But their real intent shows up by the very fact of, and especially you two being consciously aware. So their intent shows up. That's cool. Yes. Anybody else want to share anything? And then we'll continue with Hesam here. Chris, did you want to say something?
The word we got from this guy, Kenan, is that he's in Serbia. The Syrian fella. He speaks Arabic, but he's in Serbia.
Is he speak English too?
Yes, he speaks English, and he's not in Serbia.
That's what he told Zainab, so that's what I'm going by. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he's either not, or it doesn't matter where he's at. That's what he told us. And he is having a difficult time with the English. So it's like, both of you are English not as primary language, and it's a little difficult for them.
It is often easier for foreigners to have a conversation in English and understand each other, because when foreigners learn English, they more or less all learn the same words. So it is very easy for us to understand.
Oh, that's very good, Vesna. Thank you. Yeah, so, it's like you and Ava and others, Chia, whatever. Yeah, except for Hessam, he's a little more advanced. But yes, you kids all talk basically alike. Yes, it's kind of like a bunch of little kids together, talking. I call it baby talk, and I like it. Yeah, I always like to listen to foreigners, and sometimes they're so funny that it's like, well, I don't speak English very well. It's like, but it's okay. They're broken English. But I also learned that, when you speak it, you're kind of understanding, or, you're applying how you kind of understand it. But when others like myself speak to you, it's a little bit harder for you to understand. Because it's like when I speak a few Spanish words and then the Mexicans speak to me, they speak it in their own way. It's like, what did you say? It's kind of like that. So you kids have, that you've come up, and Ava has come up over these 3.5 years that we've known each other. And she spoke a little English before, but she's come a long way to where she forgets to speak German. But if we do too much here, she just cannot keep up with it. It just becomes too much for her. But she gets, I re-explain things to her. But Ava's done great because she really pays attention. You do too, Vesna. You're wonderful. And it's great to know all these people, all of you. And here's Chia. He's, he's trying to understand this too. And it's a lot. So you pick up certain words, and even when Hessam speaks, I listen to the words. I listen to all the names, and I catch some of I see that they don't always have a translation for them in their language, so they usually use English words or something like that. So, okay, it's rest time for Vesna.